Hey guys, and welcome back on my YouTube channel. It's your boy Troll. In today's video I decided I will review the game with you, give you my honest opinion about the game, what's cool about it, what would potentially need to be changed, and basically tell you if you should or not play it. Obviously it will be your decision, but I just want to give you an idea of what can you expect by playing Summoner's War Chronicle. So yeah, without any further ado, let's jump into the video and let's check what's up. So I have been playing the game since it officially released in Europe, which is basically last Thursday. It's what, 5 days now? But I also played the game on the NA server, so I know more or less what can we expect on the long run from the game. Basically the EU servers are set back a few updates in terms of what is already available in the NA servers, so I'm quite confident that I know what can we expect, and I just want to share with you my feelings about it. So obviously the game consists of you, well, running around doing quests, trying to become more and more strong to basically finish either faster specific content, or just, you know, destroy your opponents in PvP arena or RTA, upcoming RTA, battlefields, etc. So to be quite honest, it will be really hard for me to find any negative points about the game. So far, I'm just enjoying the game so much. Like, it's just, for me, not playing it on like 24/7 basis, it's really so painful. There's just so much things to do in the game, so many quests to do, so many exploration, raids, like there's just so much to do. And even if you finish everything on one character, you have two other characters that you will have to eventually level up to even become stronger and stronger. So believe me, until you're gonna start feeling like you're bored, it will take at least few weeks. And then even if you start to feel bored, believe me, a lot of new content will be coming up to the game about new raids, new PvP content, new challenges, new events, because believe me, in terms of events, you don't even know what that event is before you're gonna see the Chronicles events. They are just amazing. Now, obviously, without lying, if you are someone who doesn't like PvP, there will be a moment that you're gonna start feeling a bit unsatisfied. Obviously, becoming stronger, there is a limit. Like in terms of PvE content, there will be a moment that you're basically gonna defeat every single boss, obtain the best runes, the best gear, have all the monsters that are required to finish all of this, and then you're gonna be like, well, now what? Well, the problem is, after that, the best content is PvP. And I have to say, when it comes to PvP, Chronicles will not disappoint you. When it comes to the real-time arena, battlefields, where basically you play, I think it was 10 against 10 people, it's just insane. Now, obviously, it's a lot of manual gameplay, so it's not a typical mobile game when you're just gonna click automatic and let the game play. The game actually wants you to play it, and that's what's the most incredible thing about it, and that's also what I love about it. It will also push you to join a community, make friends, and it's just so great. Honestly, Chronicles so far, one of the best games I ever played. So when I discovered it on the NA servers, I knew that once the Europe servers will come out, I will just completely lost myself into the game. But yeah, I mean, so when it comes to gameplay, raids, etc., PvE, PvP, what is there? What can you find, or what's so cool about it that you can actually do in the game? Well, Chronicles is a fishing simulator. No, I'm joking. Before we jump in the obvious content, which is, you know, raids, dungeons, leveling up your monsters, obtaining monsters, I have to talk about the professions. The professions in their game are so developed and built in such a nice way that even though your day-to-day dailies, quests, dungeons might be finished, you will have just so much to do for your profession on a daily basis that, like I told you before, you're gonna always have something to do. You will never get bored, you'll never run out of ideas to how to progress in the game or get stronger. So when it comes to the professions, basically you're gonna have 4 of them. You're gonna have processing, which is basically creating materials for your other professions. You're gonna have alchemy, which basically consists of you creating different upgrades for either your gear, your monsters, your level, etc. When it comes to cooking, well, you're gonna become a master chef and you're gonna have a restaurant. No, I'm joking. But you're gonna create dishes that will basically give you different buffs in the game to become more stronger, to try to get on that top 1 position when it comes to damage dealt to the boss. And then finally, we're gonna have blacksmithing. Blacksmithing will be one of the most important profession end game, because that's where you're gonna get all the most powerful weapons in the game, and you will spend a lot of time of running around, mining, and trying to find some rare resources from either a gold or iron field. But yeah, let's talk about the real content now. Again, profession is amazing, but let's talk about the bosses, raids, and everything around it. So when it comes to the dungeons, there will be a lot to do by yourself. First of all, we're gonna obviously have a Trial of Ascension, which is like some sort of tower that you need to grind 200 floors in order to obtain resources that will reset on a monthly basis. You have it in a normal or hard format, and both of them will give you amazing resources, either to summon new monsters or resources that will help you to upgrade your character, your gear, and become basically stronger, obtain more power. You're gonna have different dungeons where you're gonna have to kill different bosses to either get experience, to either get some runes for your monster, or simply to farm some gear for your hero, legendary gear, to become even more powerful. Obviously, everything relies around your combat power. The more combat power you have, the stronger, well, obviously you are. You don't have to be a genius to know that, but you want to aim to get more and more stronger, because some of the end game raids, which is basically the biggest bosses, the best content in the game, at one point will require from you to have a specific amount of power in order to enter and in order to play with other players. So it will be like a constant chase to get the power that it will be necessary to enter one of the big raids and basically play with other players. So how the raids in this game work right now? First of all, we have only one big raid that is really available for us, which is the Foggy Prison. Basically, you're gonna open a party and either invite friends or simply go into the recruiting process. So people basically can go into matchmaking and try to join different teams in order to defeat those 2 bosses. Like I said previously, there will be a lot of new bosses that will be released soon, because as we already know what's currently available on the NA servers, there's a lot to come. So don't worry, you're still gonna have to farm so much that you won't even feel the fact that you're farming only one raid, and by the time it might start get a bit boring, we're gonna have new content that's coming out. So once you have found your team and basically you have some nice teammates that are willing to play with you, you can jump in and try to defeat the bosses. Obviously, every boss will have their own strategies, their own, details that you need to know about in order to defeat the boss and basically not die. What's cool about it, there is not a single way to do it. There's multiple possibilities to basically defeat a boss and go against them. You can have different monsters, you can have different heroes or summoners. There is not a single way to do it, and what's so fun is basically to try and find ways to do it in a way that maybe someone haven't done it yet. And like I said as well, it's all about who's done it the fastest, who did it in the shortest time, and that's all the fun where it's coming from. But yeah, I mean, I can't really explain how fun it is until you play it on your own. So I really recommend you testing the raids and trying to get a team to test the raids and start playing and sharing the experience with other players. Now, besides the huge PvE content, there's also a huge PvP content. So fans of basically killing each other, killing other players, won't be disappointed either. It's not all about just doing raids, trying to get the best gear. It will be also about getting the correct monsters that will guarantee you a victory in the arena. Currently, we only have the simple arena that is available, which is basically you just jump into 1-1 auto fight with other players, where you can basically change monsters, change your weapons, different attributes in order to try and defeat your opponent. What's coming to the game is obviously the Brawl Arena, which is a real-time arena when you're gonna play against other players playing at the same time as you. And eventually also gonna get Battlefield, where it's basically a huge battleground that all people that are playing right now are gonna jump on the map and try to kill each other. And it's just so extremely fun. So again, I'm not saying that you need to like the PvP in this game, because like I said, there will be a lot to do besides the PvP, but eventually, or at least trying, or you know, doing some PvP from time to time will be a refreshing side of the game that will basically, you know, help you to find something cool and new to do. So yeah guys, like I said, personally I am in love with the game. I think the only thing that I can say that's bad about the game is the fact how free to play it is. I'm joking, but honestly, not only the game is free to play, but it's also free to be friendly. But you don't have to spend a single euro, dollar whatsoever to try and be in the top numbers. It has nothing to do with the money. Obviously, the pay to win aspect is there to give you a fast progression, but it doesn't mean that you won't be able to defeat someone who spent in the game eventually after a few months. There will be a wall that everyone will hit. Yes, there will be some players that will be stronger, obviously, because they spent money, but with the right skills and the right mindset, you can defeat anyone. But yeah guys, let me know in the comments what do you think about the game, if you already played it. Let me know if you have any comments based on what I said, and I hopefully gonna see you soon in the game. Make sure to join my Discord, and yeah, I will see you soon guys.
My friend, 2 seconds. Please scroll down, click that like and follow button, 100% free to play, and check my Discord, because if you have any questions, I will help you there. Okay, let's go into the video.